Hello, everybody, and welcome to Blitz Alert. Today, I'm going to be doing my Week 9 NFL predictions. You can see from last week, I have a record of 7-7. I mean, honestly, I feel like I should have had a record of at least like 10-4, but last time, so many of my predictions were wrong. First of all, the Minnesota Vikings beat the Green Bay Packers. Like, how does that happen? The Bengals beat the Titans. That's not supposed to work like that. The Steelers beat the Ravens. We knew that was going to be a close game. I did think the Ravens were going to win, but all right. The Dolphins beat the Rams. That's crazy. Tua's first game. And, I mean, their defense was crazy. It was so good. They destroyed the Rams that first half. The Bills did beat the Patriots by just barely. The Browns lost to the Raiders. The Broncos actually beat the Chargers. The Bears lost. I predicted that. Seahawks won. Eagles won, and the Buccaneers won. And the Giants actually had a chance of winning that first half, but yeah, that didn't really happen. So, let's see. Gotta find the right one. Alright, that one. I know they both had bad quality. I wasn't able to upload it in very high quality. Here's the smaller one, but it's just smaller, so yeah. Alright, so the first game happened. Wait, this is the wrong one. It doesn't have my record. There we go. Alright, so the first game tomorrow on Sunday is the Giants versus the Washington football team. Now, this is a matchup of the worst division in the league. Second week in a row that's happened. Neither team is good, but I do think that the Washington football team is going to be able to beat the Giants. The Giants just need help in so many parts of their team. So I think the winner of this game is going to be the Washington football team. Next game, the Bears and Titans. This could actually be a good one. But the Titans have not been playing good recently. They lost to the Bengals. Before that, they lost to the Steelers. So they are on a losing streak of 2. But the Bears, they're just getting lucky with their record. I don't think that they're going to be able to keep that up. I think the Titans are just a better team, and they are going to get the victory for this one. The next game, the Vikings versus the Lions, two of the worst teams in the league. And the Lions have a pretty good quarterback in Matthew Stafford, but they just don't know how to use them. The Vikings have a terrible quarterback, but they have good wide receivers. Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson. They also have Dalvin Cook, a top 5 running back, I'd say, in the league, if not top 3. They have an okay defense. It's definitely not one of the best, but it's not the worst. Same with the Lions. I guess their defense isn't very good, is it? I mean, this is honestly, it's going to be the quarterback versus the wide receivers. The Lions don't have a whole lot of weapons. The Vikings do. I just think that this will be a low scoring but close game. But you never know. The Vikings did beat the Green Bay Packers last week, and I think they're going to beat the Lions this week. In the next game, the Panthers and the Chiefs. The Chiefs have, in the past 2 years, they've just been a top 5 team, at least top 10. The Panthers have been doing pretty good for the, I don't want to say low, but I guess lack of talent on their team. Christian McCaffrey is going to be back, and I think he's going to have a great game. I think it's actually going to be really close, but the Chiefs probably will win by 1 or 2 scores. All right, the next game, probably the worst running defense versus maybe the worst overall defense. This is just going to be a bad game. It's just not going to be good to watch. It's just going to be bad. Now, last time the Texans played the Jaguars this year, the Texans actually did get their first win, and I think the Chargers, or not the Chargers, I don't think the Jaguars are going to want to give up another loss to that same team. So I think the Jaguars are going to win this game. The next game is the Ravens versus Phillip Rivers. The child versus the man with 9 children. That was terrible. Okay, well, this is gonna be a pretty obvious game. Well, I mean, I said that about the Bengals. I said that about the Vikings. I said that about the Dolphins. Actually, I didn't say that was obvious, but these two, I had no idea. But that's not what happened. So I think it's going to be a pretty obvious. Let me find the one I was looking on again. All right. I think it's going to be pretty obvious, but you never know. I think the Ravens are going to be able to win. The Colts have been playing pretty good this year, but not as good as the Ravens led by Lamar Jackson. Sure, he's not been having the best season so far this year, but I think that's going to be the winner of this game. And that's the first winner on the top. All the winners have been on the bottom. I just realized that. All right, this next game, Seahawks versus the Bills. I think this could be a pretty good game if the Bills play like they did in the beginning of the season and not like they did last week against the Patriots. If they do, I think it'll be a really good game. Really close, lots of scoring. Seahawks definitely give up a lot of points, but they make up for that by scoring just as many and usually more points. I think probably the best quarterback in the league, and 2 top 20 receivers at least. I think that there's no way that they can lose to the Bills. I know the Bills are a very good team this year. Or in the beginning of the season, they were a very good team. I just think that the Seahawks are much better. Not much better, but the Seahawks are probably better than the Bills. And I think that is going to be who's going to win. All right, the next game, the last one at the 1 p.m. time area spot thing. All right, that's going to be the Falcons versus the Broncos. Falcons are probably going to blow a lead just like they did in the election in Georgia. Anyway, I think the Broncos may even beat them with just field goals like they did with the Patriots. But anyway, the Broncos will probably score more points in the end than the Falcons. The Falcons are they have no idea how to use their talent. They fired their head coach and general manager near the beginning of the season, around week 4, I think it was. I don't know. The Broncos have lots of talent. Noah Fant, Cortland Sutton's not there right now, but Drew Lock he's a pretty good quarterback. He definitely could be better, but for his age and his experience, his first year starting, I think he will do pretty good this season. I think he'll do pretty good in this season and in the upcoming seasons. He definitely needs to get better, but I think he will be able to do that. Now the Falcons, they have a lot more talent. They have Matt Ryan. They have Julio Jones. They have Todd Gurley. They have Calvin Ridley. They just have so much talent, so many weapons. They just don't know how to use them, especially in the fourth quarter. So I think that the Broncos are going to be able to win this matchup. That's 3 in a row on the top. Alright, next. The Chargers versus the Raiders. Another division matchup. Neither team has been doing amazing this year, although the Raiders have been able to beat some pretty good teams. I'd say the Saints and the Chiefs, I think, are Chiefs are pretty good. You know, they won the Super Bowl last year. They have last year's or 2 years ago MVP, highest paid athlete ever. Anyway, they have not been performing as well against teams that aren't as highly ranked, such as the Chargers. The Chargers, they have a very talented young quarterback, Justin Herbert. They have good wide receiver in Keenan Allen. They have a few good running backs. They have a good defense. They have everything that a good NFL team needs. They just somehow manage to lose every game that they should win. I think they definitely need to turn that around, and they do tend to score really high points against these teams. They almost beat the Chiefs in overtime near the beginning of the season. I think it was week 2. It was maybe week 1 or 3. I don't think it was week 1. But yeah, they both these teams were able to compete with the Chargers or Chiefs when no other teams have been able to. I think that the Chargers are really gonna want to get their first real win. I'm not saying that the wins that they have are not real, but the Jaguars are just a really bad team. I mean, you're gonna beat those guys. I think the Chargers are really gonna be looking to use their guys to defeat a legitimate team. I think that they're going to beat the Raiders in this week's matchup. I feel like I'm probably wrong, but I just feel like they are going to be able to do that. Now, this is probably the most obvious matchup. I don't even have to talk about it. The Cowboys quarterbacks are like literally all dead. The Steelers are undefeated. The Steelers are gonna win this one. I don't like the way that looks. Let me redo that. Alright. So let's just move on to the next one. The Cardinals and the Dolphins. The Birds versus the Dolphins. I need to think before I. Alright. The Dolphins have actually been doing way better than expected this season. Everybody thought they were probably going to go 6-10 at best, but right now they're on track for maybe even a playoff spot, a wild card spot. The Cardinals are probably going to make the playoffs. They have been performing really well. They have Kyler Murray, a top 5 quarterback in my opinion. He may even be top 3. Don't think so. Think he would probably be number 4, just edged out by Aaron Rodgers, and I think he is better than Lamar Jackson, at least this season. The Chargers just have so many talented guys on their team, offensive and defensive. I think that they are going to make Tua Tagovailoa lose his first game with the Dolphins. So that one, I am picking to go to the Cardinals. The last game on Sunday is the Saints versus the Buccaneers. This has already happened, the battle of the old men. Drew Brees versus Tom Brady. The last time, I believe it was the Saints that ended up winning that game. Let me look real quick. Yeah, the Saints actually beat them by quite a lot, 11 points. So I don't think that the Buccaneers are going to want that to happen again. They have the best wide receiver core. They have Chris Godwin. They have Mike Evans. They have, I meant, yeah, Mike Evans. Sorry, I was thinking Mike Thomas. They have Antonio Brown now, and they have the greatest quarterback of all time. Don't argue with me, Tom Brady. He's the best quarterback of all time. 6 Super Bowl rings. Come on. All of these people combined with their extremely talented defense, they're looking for that win against the Saints. The Saints might have Michael Thomas, or I meant Slant Boy, returning to their game this week. Tomorrow, not this week. Anyway, um, I think this matchup is going to go to the Buccaneers. The Saints, I feel like ever since they lost to the Raiders, they just, I don't know, maybe they lost motivation. They just have not been playing as well as normal. Um, the last game on Monday is the Patriots and the Jets, but this is just the Sunday games. It doesn't have the Thursday game either, but that game was pretty obvious. The Green Bay Packers defeating the 49ers. Um, and the Monday game, it's obvious too. It's the Patriots versus the Jets. The Jets are not going to beat the Patriots. They have not been doing well this season, but the Jets are. They haven't won a game. If the Patriots lose, then that is just embarrassing for them. Um, as long as Cam Newton doesn't get his average of 22 fumbles per game, I think we should be good on that one. So, yeah, those are my predictions for week 9 of the NFL 2020 season. Yeah. If you enjoyed, then like the video and subscribe for more football videos like this one, and hit the bell every time I upload a new video for you to enjoy. Comment if you agree, disagree, anything you would change, um, any predictions for this week. I hope you enjoyed. I already said that. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.